Okay. I had a question on one of my videos asking me how to host a file on a server so that it is publicly accessible from your external IP address. And I don't really know why you would want to do it this way. There's a lot of different ways that you could do this, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to show you how to host a file to your external IP address on a Google Cloud Platform virtual machine. So I have this virtual machine here, and the external IP address is pointing to that virtual machine. So if I open that up, you're going to see that I have a list of files that are publicly available on my HTTP not secure IP address. Now, if you recall from some of my other videos, I've talked about how if you do want to make this secure, you should get a domain name. But, you know, we're going for simplicity here. HTTP with a public IP address, you have publicly accessible files that are hosted on a Google Cloud Platform virtual machine. Let's talk about how to do this. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is obviously create a virtual machine. You want to make sure that port 80 is publicly accessible on there so that people can access it through a web browser, and that you have an external IP address. Now, notice when you click this IP address right here in the Google Cloud Platform interface, it's going to open up a new tab, but it's going to show this. But don't be scared about that. That's because by default, Google will automatically want to add the S at the end of the HTTP. So you just remove that and it'll take you to your Apache web server. All right, so let's go over to our, I'm gonna do it this way actually. Let's go over to Google Cloud Platform, open up an SSH connection with this machine. Whoopsie. Wait for that to connect. It'll just be a moment. This usually takes a lot longer than it probably should. Okay, we're in our machine. So let's, now in your case, you're probably not going to need to do this, but I have everything on this particular virtual machine underneath a different username, so I'm going to switch to that user. Okay, so I am on the correct user. I am in the root directory of, I think I'm in the root directory. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm in the root directory of the user. And you're probably, either you already have Apache installed on this virtual machine that you created, or you need to install it. So let's check and see if it's installed. So Apache 2-v, and it says that I do have Apache installed. If you do not have Apache installed, you're going to need to install it. So that's sudo apt-get install Apache 2. That's the command in order to install Apache. So once Apache is installed, you need to start it. So that's sudo service sudo service Apache 2 start. Okay, so once your server is started, the next thing you're going to go now your server is started and running, and then when you do go to your server, when you click your IP address for the public IP address for that machine, it should show the default Apache web page. Okay, so that's not what I have right now. Actually, just for the sake of example, I'm going to show you what that default Apache web page is. So just bear with me for a second. Oh, I think that's in, hang on. Oopsie, forget my commands here. So bear with me here. Okay. Let's refresh this so you can see what. This is what the default Apache homepage looks like, and so this is what you're going to see. Now, how do we start hosting files that are publicly accessible? So let's and I didn't explain this, but what you need to do is you need to go to the directory where all of Apache's files are, or all of Apache's served files are, which is the directory var. So you're going to press / to go to your home root directory of your machine, var/www/html. Press enter. Dang it, I forgot to press CD. I'm being silly. cd/var www-html. You press enter, not cp. Wow, I'm really having a hard time with this. Okay. Now, so you go to cd into that directory, and now once you're in here, you can press ls to see all of the files that are in this directory. In your case, you're probably only going to have one file, which is the index.html file. And as you can see, I've got 3 files. But I can remove all the files in here. Yeah, there we go. So you're going to have that index.html, but you can store any files inside this directory. So if I create a test file in this directory, and then I refresh my web browser, you can see that this file is publicly accessible. I can click it, and in theory, it'll show me everything that's in that text document. But let's see. Don't hate me for using Nano. This is a test text document. I like tests a lot. Okay, we're going to save it, enter, refresh, and you can see that we have our text right here. Now let's say that you have a different file type. It's not just a text document. Or as well, you can right click this and actually, I think you should be able to download it. Save link as. Yeah, you can save the text file right onto your computer. And let's see if I can throw a different file type in here. Let's say I want to do a nano, oh no, touch document.pdf. I know that it's just a blank PDF document, but if you refresh this, you can see that there's a PDF document that can't be read because it's not a valid PDF document, but you can right click it and save it to your computer. So all these files are publicly accessible on the web. Anybody who wants to get at these files can, and as long as you have the ability to put files onto your server, you should have no problem hosting files publicly for anyone to download. Like I said, I don't necessarily recommend this for hosting files because there's a lot of other different ways to do it, especially considering the fact that this is a not secure, no SSL certificate thing, or I guess it doesn't really matter if the user's not going to be entering stuff. But yeah, that's how you host just random files on your website, publicly available from an IP address. And yeah. If you have any questions about it, you can leave it in the comments. I will talk to you guys later in the next video. Yeah.